Welcome back, everybody. I got a life lesson that I went and learned last night. Okay, has to do with this chipper and the gas tank and the cap. So I went to go get the diesel fuel, which it just takes the pump fuel. It can also take the off-road fuel if you have that available. It doesn't mind, but when I went to undo the cap, it was not in there. It was kinked up and just kind of wedged in place. I'll show you. It's a chippy, dusty mess in this chipper, and it can cause some major problems with you if this is not on there right. Now, this is the gas cap right there. Okay, this is the air filtration to the air filter to the actual engine itself. Now, you'll also notice, and this is what I think happened, the last guy that rented this machine didn't understand that there's two keys on your chipper, right? One's for the engine, one's for the gas. All you had to do was put that thing in there correctly, tighten it down, use the other key to do it safely and securely. And you're not gonna damage this $60,000 machine because you didn't do stuff right. Show you the key real quick. Gas key, chipper key. All right, enough of that little quick talk. Dalton's out here with me. It's beautiful, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day out. Look at this. Sunshine hitting, it's like 60 degrees in February. So we're gonna knock out these piles here. We got one there, one back there in the wood lines, and start dropping some more trees today. Stick around for the footage and some more life stories. Throughout our life story, we come in contact with many, many different types of persons. Some of those persons are natural born leaders. They lead by example. They're not loud, they're not overbearing, they're not bossing you around. They're not trying to be your overlord. They simply come out, they do the best that they can, and they lead by example. When people notice that you lead by example, you get put in charge. The email in today, the life story that we are all blessed to hear, was sent in by a younger brother about his older brother and the life lessons he's learned by watching his older brother lead by example. Got that pile licked, baby. Now we got a gnarly pile back here. Been there for a while. So we'll go ahead and rearrange this chipper. See where's that? Y'all can't see that. It's like a shining light of God out there. Is this thing on slow-mo or something? Nope, not on slow-mo. We'll reposition that chipper. Bring it over to the wood line. And then we got more trees to drop. So start climbing and chopping again, right? Enjoy the footage. Stay tuned. So everybody kick back and get ready to watch this amazing footage and hear this amazing life story. We'll get right into it now. My older brother Joe's life story, sent in by, I'll let you wait till the end. A lot of you guys know this man just from his comments alone. He's a character. Wonderful, wonderful man. He writes in, "Dear Coach Gandalf, Randall, I am writing to you about my older brother Joe's life story. As far back as I can remember, I've always looked up to my older brother. He may not have graduated from high school, but he has always worked for a living. one of the first jobs that he had was for a family entertainment / pizza restaurant. So Joe, on his shift, he would make pizzas non-stop, you know. He'd also do cleaning duties, including the toilets, scrubbing drains, and using a putty knife to scrape the chewing gum off the sidewalls. He even wore a somewhat famous mouse costume. Not Mickey.
Couple more left. We're gonna go ahead and chip this stuff up. So after dragging, brushing, chipping for the last 2 days straight, felt pretty good to chop a tree down again. Cutting stuff ain't nowhere near as hard as loading it, dragging it, and all that other fun stuff that most of us have helpers do all the hard stuff and don't help them much. Hopefully you're not one of those bosses, and hopefully if you wouldn't do it, you're not gonna tell these guys to go do it. It's the golden rule to be a leader. Don't ever do stuff, or don't ever tell people to do stuff that you wouldn't do first. Number one rule being a leader. Let's chip it.
That's right. My brother Joe didn't dress up as Mickey Mouse. It was Chuck E. Cheese. From there, he worked for 2 different moving and storage companies. He drove and also became the best packager and mover for that company at the time. Then, he moved on to a local water and sewage supply company. He worked in a warehouse, yard operating a forklift, and familiarizing himself with all the material and inventory. I believe that he got his CDO license not too much later on. From there, he went on to work 23 years with a road supply company. He started out driving an old 1975 white cab over sheetrock boom truck. It smoked like a freight train. A 3 and then a 4-story boom, delivering and also carrying sheetrock. The company changed over to brick, block, and pipe. He drove a brick and block boom truck. Then he drove a flatbed truck with a forklift attached to the back. Then moved up to a tractor trailer with a forklift attachment to the back. He truly loved what he did. Then the whole ordeal about the commercial drivers having sleep apnea came about. Now that wore us out a little bit, but it is 3 o'clock on Wednesday, so we deserve to be a little bit tired, right? Yeah. We're sitting here chilling on a log right now. Alright, so we dropped those and we chipped them. Pretty easy, a little bit heavy here and there, but we were feeding most of the tree in there at once, so it rolled pretty good. We'll take a little break, it's 3 o'clock, and get back at chopping and chipping. More footage of the beast, Vermeer 12-inch chipper. Show you guys how it's done. Time to put some ropes up, right? Now, Joe had told his doctor that he didn't have any problems sleeping at night, nor was he tired during the day. But because of the federal government putting out a guideline of drivers having a certain neck size and their BMI, your body mass index, he was a red flag automatically, and automatically considered to have sleep apnea because of his size and stature. So he went to a sleep study, but wasn't able to truly sleep. He had to sleep on his back, strapped to the bed across his waist, and wires attached to his head down to his ankles the entire time. Not easy for anyone to do. He had told them that he couldn't sleep in that manner. Well, the test results came back, and sure enough, he was diagnosed with sleep apnea. Go figure. He was told to wear the BiPAP machine every night. He just couldn't do it. It was forcing too much air into his lungs. Right? He stopped doing it. He stopped going. And as a result, he couldn't get his DOT medical card. He could no longer drive commercially. Eventually, they downgraded his CDL license, and he lost his job to boot. So the last 4 years, him and I have been doing lawn care work together. It's not full-time work because we both take care of our dad, who has had Alzheimer's for the last 5 years now. Not an easy journey by any means for my older brother Joe, but he has persevered in his life story. The end. That's all, folks. More to come at a later date and time about his 4 to 5 near-death experiences. Peace and love, my brother Randall. Dave Burns. Joe Burns' younger brother. 7 years younger. So I replied to his email. Thank you so very much, David. It means a lot to me that you wrote in a life story. I also appreciate your support that you and your brother Joe have shown me from the start. If you want to drop me your phone number, I'll give you a call in the next few days. Strictly up to you. I won't be offended either way, brother. Have a good day tomorrow. Give Joe a hug from me. Randall.
Oh, that's been cut. Gotta pull it out. A couple big ones. 3 big ones. Oh yeah.
So David replied back, "You're quite welcome, Randall. Both Joe and I got emotional proofreading the life story I wrote about him, just to let you know. I even read out loud to my dad, who actually stayed and heard me out. My brother Joe was the first one watching your YouTube videos. I would listen along as he played the video, always hearing, ha ha. Believe it or not, your jovial way drew me to watch the videos." Hey Dave, I appreciate you, man. And I agree. Your older brother Joe, amazing example of someone who leads by their example in life. So I want to give a sincere, special shout out to Joe Burns, formerly known as the JoJo Express, the #1 driver in the company, boys. Ha! Much respect to you, Joe. And I want to let you know that your younger brother Dave has so much respect and pride and love for you, man. I talked to him for about 2.5 hours today on the phone. Spent my afternoon with him. And I learned a whole lot about you, him, and your entire life journey. And how you always got up and did it to the best of your ability. And you persevered through everything that life has thrown to you. You worked your ass off and you saved up in your 401k. And you bought a house. And then when it was time to move on to a different journey, you had saved up more in your 401k. And you went out and bought all your lawn mowing equipment and your truck. Straight up bought it, man. That was 4 years ago. And you boys are rolling strong. It's amazing.
Yep.
So, the message of this video and the email and the life story is leading by example. And both Joe and Dave learned the work ethic of what it takes out here to survive and to take care of your family. They learn by watching their dad his entire life lead by example. Hey, you gentlemen are amazing. Continue on your life journey together. Keep supporting each other. And always remember, you're not alone out here. We're all living these life stories. And now we're all in a community where we can learn from each other and give each other support as we go. As we get older and live this life adventure, we will end up losing loved ones that are close to us. It is the hardest thing to go through as humans, and we'll leave this video message with the life lesson that Dave learned from his mother. Simply put, it's the thought that counts. If people are thinking about you enough to let you know that they care about you, they truly do care about you. It's the thought that counts. So nah, I didn't get that pile done today, but we got a lot done for sure. All the way up there, as you saw. So one of the objectives was from the pile I'm standing at now, down those beehives, just clear everything out. Yeah. Looking good, Dalton. All right, everybody. Hope y'all enjoyed that footage. Hope you enjoyed the message and the life story that was read to you today. That's why we're all here together, is to form a community, help each other out with all of our issues we come across. So maybe we already have some of the answers when we come across them, right? So yeah, me and Dalton put in a nice little day here. Got a lot accomplished, a whole lot cleared out. Hey, y'all be good, love each other, be kind to each other. See you tomorrow. Peace.